All right, because and then it's got these little buttons.
Is that our intro song?
I think let's give it a shot. Don't say anything. Well, I do. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Between the Bellz. My name is Adam Alexander. I am your host. This is the podcast that's in your corner. With me, as always, Coach Joe Vargas, Coach Magz. What's going up, everybody?
What's up? What's up?
How are you guys?
Trying to get adjusted right now.
We got this episode. The episode of this podcast. This is episode number 15, I think.
Damn.
It's brought to you by Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Shout out to Lamar for
It's
hooking us up. Huh?
Not
the quarterback. But Lamar is definitely quarterbacking this episode because this is what he did. It was funny. Like, I got a message from, and I didn't know he has a different name, and out of respect, he doesn't like his name.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say it. But I didn't know the Lamar part. I just knew the name he didn't like, so I always called him Jackson.
Yeah.
Or hey,
I call him Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I get a message on Instagram saying, hey, I have equipment you can have, blah, blah, blah. So I saw it in the gym, and I just go, hey, Coach, do we know anybody named Lamar Jackson? He was right there. He goes, yeah, that's me. And then he just dumped all this stuff on us. It was mad dope. He said he started a podcast about a year ago, and it just inconsistent. So he just put it away, and he just gave us
That's
everything.
super cool, man.
That is really cool, man.
That is crazy.
That's
dope.
cool as fuck.
Yeah, so we thank you, and we're learning how to use it. So, and I even got me a little mic stand. I don't have to hold the mic anymore.
That's cute.
I'm not quite sure how I feel. I feel like I should be doing something with my hands. So
I just have a request.
Yes.
Can you put the incest back in the middle? I kind of like it.
It's just funny hearing Coach say incest, knowing knowing that he really is saying incense.
Whatever, same shit.
No, it's not. They're really different. One smells horrible.
And one.
Are you sure? It's only just one?
No, incest. I meant like incest smells horrible.
Oh.
I should have probably said that. Yeah, I don't know how to
It's all
tell
good.
jokes no more. Anyway, my man Lance got it. Ooh, Lance is probably jealous right now. He's like he didn't get like a special shout out or anything.
He's got enough of
We're
it.
taking donations for new chairs, Lance, so.
Yeah, Lance, buy this dude a new chair.
I need a fucking chair now.
He's like
my back hurts and everything in my neck.
Or maybe a free session at your massage place.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. No,
Sponsored by.
He has like organic massages.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets down, dude. Honestly,
he's
does
very
a great
talented.
job.
So and that's what I like about this podcast. Our audience is like, when I had other podcasts that were just about nothing, people be like, man, I love your podcast. I'd be like, you like listening to bullshit. That's all I would do for like 45 minutes. But now when people talk about Between the Bellz, they're like, hey, we really appreciate your podcast. I'm looking at it's like, oh, that guy's listening, then we're doing well. And we get a lot of that. So I'm real happy to be a part of this podcast. I hope you guys are too.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. I always say I got to do a better job of like posting stuff on Instagram, but like
we're going to get there.
I'm not going to lie. I just don't even like doing that. But
no, I don't think we like this part. This is a fun part, the putting the minds together, coming up with better ways to do stuff, and sharing. And then I have to edit, and I hate that part.
yeah.
Like that just...
I think about that. I'm like, well, Adam has to do all this bullshit, so I guess.
It's not... It takes about 2 hours because the audio and the video never match.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go in and, like, every minute I have to cut the audio, slide it to the left or right. And, just make that, like, every minute.
Is this going to help?
No. Because the video we're using, it records at different frames or whatever. It's just, and so it's matched twice, and I can't figure out what I did to get it to match those 2 times. So one day it'll work. But either way, it's a process. But September, I'm like taking a half hour at least every day starting tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And just focusing on the podcast, getting better. By September, I want the podcast to be not just YouTube, but also everywhere all digital media availability. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. So, and then I wanted to do it last week, but we got to take cover art picture but we'll get that done eventually. So we're gonna, but this is how it works. Process, just start. We always have these ideas in our heads, like, oh man, I want to do this, but then that but is the big obstacle that stops us, and that's why I'm glad that we just came through. And actually, it was Coach. Coach like, hey, we need to do this.
Yeah.
And
It's all fear, man. The more you let shit marinate in your fucking head, and the biggest killer of all that is just action. So just do it.
Yep. So you guys, I'm gonna introduce a little current events because I'm curious to see if you guys are familiar with this. Have you guys seen the riverboat brawl?
Hell no, that sounds like some
What is it?
Okay, no, and it's really trending right now. So there was a fight in Alabama. At a
I think I heard Dwayne talking about this. He was showing Bashir a video, and I walked right past him.
Yeah, so and it's in Alabama, so it's almost immediately it's a race issue. But so this security guard who's black at this riverboat place. And I stay away from lakes. I don't know. I just inherently it's like, hey, do you want to go to lake? Whatever. No, I don't. And but this family of people who are white pulled up there, put that back on.
Hold on, fool. My glasses are fucking up in this hot ass room, dog.
They are fucking up.
They're fucking up in here.
So and the family pulled up with their boat.
She looks 10% less smarter now.
Less smart now, dog.
Is it 10% less smarter or 10% more dumb?
10%. No, I'm less smart now.
No, yeah,
I felt a decline.
So what happened?
So they pulled up with their boat and they parked it in the wrong spot. And the security guard was like, hey, you can't park there. But then there was a melee, and of course it turned to fist. And there was words, you can't see the words that are going back and forth. But it was like one of the family hit the security guard, and the security guard just, he's like, oh, well, this is the best part of my day. And then other people who also happen to be black said, hey, we got to go help that security guard. So it was just a big brawl. And I was curious, so I'm watching it because I'm on social media. I'm on TikTok a little bit more than I want to be or need to be. And I was like, I wonder if Coach Maggie and Coach Joe know about this because you guys aren't as on social media as much as I am. Mm-hmm. And that's the best part is not having stuff like that in your brain. I kind of feel bad. It's like, do you guys know about it? Like, no, all right, let's move on.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
But no, but and now, and somebody got hit with
the story. Who won the fight?
Yeah, the black people. There's a lot of Wakanda Forever memes. And somebody, I haven't seen this video, but somebody got hit with a white folding chair. You know how this lady.
We out here needing chairs. People are throwing them away and shit.
Yeah, WWE shit.
Yeah, it was like a white folding chair. So that's gotten its own meme. I saw somebody say they were pretending to be the chair. They're like, my grandfather was the chair where Rosa Parks sat on. So it was a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm like, is it news? That's one of those things. I'm like, I don't think this is really news. It's an assault on clear because I did watch the press conference. I guess to make myself feel smarter or better about the social media aspect. The Alabama police had a press conference, so they could sort through the melee and issue out warrants. And they were like, the dude through the chair, his name's Reggie, and they looking for him. They said, you got 24 hours to turn yourself in.
Oh, man, somebody snitched on Reggie, man.
Well, I mean, it's video. You can't do anything anymore without it getting recorded.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest, pats on my own back is that I'm never the type to pull out my camera and record something. I
don't think about it. I'm like, damn, I should record. But I'm like, nah, who gives a fuck?
No,
that's not the first thing that I think of.
It's definitely the last thing I think about. I'm kind of enjoying being there. If I'm in a concert, I was at when I saw Farside earlier this year. It was a dope concert down in Ocean Beach, and what was distracting was I did take my thing out, just to I took 20 seconds out. I took my camera out 20 seconds, made a live, and then that was it. Then I just enjoyed the rest of the show. But then you had so many people, like, this was their mode. Like, they just kept that arm up.
Just filming that shit.
Filming everything. No one's going to watch it.
Yeah, I know. I think about it, I was like, what am I going to do with this later on? I'm probably going to delete it.
You're gonna need space. Yeah. One of my favorite Louis C.K. jokes is he's like after you record something for 5 minutes, no matter what you're recording, you can be recording your little kid's play recital at school. Put a butthole at the 5 minute mark. It's like no one will ever know because nobody ever makes it that far. Yeah. So just to segue into the topic, I guess we can use that to segue into the topics, like my social media habits. Is like I wanted to talk about like habits today on this episode, good and bad. But that's definitely one. I would definitely say that social media is a bad habit of mine. Mm-hmm. Reaching for the phone, getting the thumb exercise in. You know, it's where do you rank? What is your best habit, Magz?
My best habit, I think, is probably going to the gym. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if I would even call that a habit because that's just what I do. You know what I mean? That's what I do.
See, that's a good point you kind of made there. Is like, is it a habit or is it what I do? Mm-hmm. It's a habit because like so many things. Because I was wondering like, where does addiction and habit, where do those two meet?
I think addiction is something you can't go on throughout your day without doing it. You know what I'm saying? And you start getting in your head, you start getting in a bad mood, and once your mood starts getting fucked with, like negatively, you gotta kind of like assess what's going on. You know what I mean?
So let's look at cigarette smoking. Mm-hmm. Is that a bad habit? That's an addiction?
Sure.
Okay. I think yeah, when it becomes biological, I think that's when it's an addiction. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just bad habits. You know, like I wonder. I've gone without social media for an extended amount of time, and I don't ever remember my mood being negatively impacted by it. You know,
yeah,
it's not. But I think that's a good point. What's your worst habit?
Fuck, probably going on social media.
Really?
I don't even go on there for that long, man. That's the first thing that comes to my head, you know, because you just mentioned it. But there is a time where like when I'm studying, there's times where I gotta put it like in another room or just straight up put it on a focus where I don't get any notifications because I'll just stop and I'll think of something, bro, like whatever it is, and I'll grab the phone and I start looking and I somehow ended up on Instagram. I don't know how. Just like habit, like it's a habit. So now the little icon, the little Instagram shit, like it's not on my phone. I have to search for it to get to it. Yeah.
You don't have it on your home screen?
Nope.
Okay. What I do is I don't turn on notifications.
Yeah, I don't have my notifications on either. I noticed that helps a lot, especially with my email. Like same thing with my email. I used to like go in my email for no reason. Mm-hmm. Like I'm bored. I see a little red dot. I'm clicking on it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now I don't have that in my home screen either. No notifications. Let's
talk to Captain Perfect right here. Let's start with the obvious question. If you've listened to this podcast, I'm about to ask Coach what's a bad habit that he has, and 100% I don't have any bad habits. You know, less. He's gonna sound less Persian than I just did.
What the fuck? I was like, what was that?
Coach, what bad habits do you have?
I was thinking about it, so I think it would be that I play Candy Crush way too much. I think I passed it twice already.
You be on the Candy Crush hard.
What do you mean you passed it?
Well, I don't know if I passed it, but I got to like level 6,000.
Dude, I just crossed level 5,000. I play Royal Match.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But I got bored with it and I restarted it, and this is my third time I started.
God.
How do you restart? Okay, we got to talk.
You just quit you erase it from your phone and you reload it again.
Oh, you started back at 1? Oh, man, I know I could hit a hard streak if I started back at the bottom of Royal Match. But you see, honestly, I don't consider, okay, 1, I wonder if that's a bad habit or if that's your, okay, now we're going to get into like relativity because that might be his worst good habit.
Yeah.
Because he never, when we're at the gym, I don't see him with his phone out playing Candy Crush.
No, not when he's actively at it. But if it's like downtime, like there's not about to be a class.
We're at the airport.
Yeah, we're at the airport. Yeah.
We're just chopping it up and we're having a conversation. If you look at my phone, I'll be playing Candy Crush.
No, because mine is, I got so bad at Royal Match that I was spending money.
No, I don't spend shit.
Okay, no, and I had to check myself on that.
Yeah,
like,
that's one thing he's like, nah, I ain't spending
yeah,
money.
no, it was like I
figured out how to rig it up. Like you just grab it and when you finish your lives, and you forward your phone 2 hours and it gives you new lives, and then you just reset your time again.
He found the loophole.
I've never, man, that's great. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that. But no, I went through this period. I think for like a month, I was spending like $6-7 a week on Royal Match, and I was like, you're ruining this good thing you have. My life. You know, you're like you have a good thing, and then you just start making it it begins with obsession. And that's I think that's the key. That's the trigger to a bad habit is when it becomes kind of an obsession. An obsession, I don't think it's as urgent or detrimental as the word kind of the connotations that come with the word obsession. But if you think of, can you go to the toilet without your phone?
Oh yeah,
that's a big thing. I used to call them no phone poops. Yeah. Just take them, just go do it. And it's hard.
It's like once you do it once, bro, you're like, let me take my phone with me.
Now, the two areas of habit, no good, no bad. This is just instinctual habits that we have as human beings. Are one is our sleep habit. Mm-hmm. Like mine is. It can be good. It can be a lot better. It has been great. Lately, it's not so much because I go to sleep with Hulu on.
Yeah.
Man,
I feel you.
And I had the second one. So everybody has a habit of sleep. It's like everybody has a diet of food.
Yeah.
But everybody has a habit of sleep. And I think that the sleep one is so important to kind of reel that in as best you can, because that rest is so necessary.
It's super underrated too.
Yeah.
Super underrated because a lot of people they work really hard on like the working out aspect, and I'm doing this and I'm being active and I'm doing that, but your body will start breaking down if you don't get that recovery time, and you will start feeling it, and it's got a lot to do with your performance. Your sleep does so, and especially good quality sleep.
Mm-hmm. What about and mentality too? Mm-hmm. Like I swear, and maybe I'll start this tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm so tired of getting to the gym with, like, when you see me get to the gym, I just woke up 20 minutes ago.
Oh, dog.
And I'm so sick of that because I'm not really friendly.
Didn't we talk about that this morning?
You told me I looked tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just proud of myself because you said it in Spanish and I knew what you were talking about.
Oh, that's right.
So it deterred away from.
No, it was like, I was so tired that I would understand any language anybody spoke to me because I didn't feel like saying what. But it's like I'm not able to. So with me, greeting or walking into social environments takes energy.
Yeah, it does.
And so whenever I walk into the gym, I'm just like, oh, here we go. Yeah. Hey everybody, But if I wake up early, I get some coffee. Those days where I get to watch a little bit of TV before I go to the gym and just kind of sit and relax and chill.
Oh, I can't do that, bro.
You can't?
I can't.
Like
I've done it. There's days where like my body like demands has pretty much been broken down by like towards the end of the week, probably like around Thursday. Mm-hmm. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't went too hard. And my body's like, I go walk the dogs and my legs are like, nah, dude, you're not going to the gym today. So I chill and I'm like, fuck, what do? I'll read, I'll do a little bit of homework, and then I'll start watching TV. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do shit. I just want to chill here and watch fucking TV. So
so you're saying you can't watch TV then get up?
Yeah, like once I'm there, like in that relaxed mode, my body is already going into like I'm chilling. Mm-hmm. Like I can't do the watching TV and then go work out. I'll go to the gym and go to the boxing gym and go with coach and all that. I can do that, but like we're working out. Like for me, it's I got my routine. Boom, boom, boom. I'm on the go. Let's go.
I got like my major part of the routine. My routine habit. Mm-hmm. Habit is in other words. Habit and routine, I think, are synonyms in this condition in this conversation. Is definitely the gym. I look forward to my weekends because I'm just like That's when my workouts are minimum. But then Monday comes, it's like, it's time to get at it. And it's a balance. You know, I don't want to say struggle but I know that if I don't do that gym, I'm taking away from everything else. And that's another key aspect of a habit is, does your habit take away or add to other things? Now I'm going to ask Coach, everybody, hey, what's your best habit? I know what I'm going to say. I mean, I know what I think he's going to say. Think about what you think he's going to say.
His best habit?
Yeah. Okay. And then now we're going to, Coach, what's your best habit?
Running.
I knew it. I got it. Did you
get
it
too, yeah.
Yep. We got it. Yeah, this guy loves running. It's awesome. And he's such an inspiration with it. Now, tell us about because you just started running, what was it, 2020?
Like rerunning?
No, running. I started running right with COVID.
Right, 2020.
Oh, fuck yeah. My bad. Yeah.
No, and I know because we both lost a lot of weight at the same time. That's why I know. And how has that habit contributed to your life?
Well, before I was Mr. Perfect, before 2020, I used to always contemplate about running. I used to be like, I'm going to run. I'm going to start running. But I never had time. And when 2020 obviously happened and I had some time to myself. So when I started running, I thought it was like, I have guys through the whole day, right? I have guys in the morning, midday, and in the evening. And I always felt like the guys in the evening didn't get all my attention because of my exhaustion. So when I started running, at first it was a battle because I just took Nigel, Brian Figueroa, Javin, and Adam Palma to Mexico City. And that's where we started running at first. We're running in the mountains of Toluca.
I remember following that.
Which is like 12,000 feet above sea level. That's a great way to start running, right? And I remember just feeling fucking amped up. Like, being able to work with all four of them and I used to do conditioning with them too. So it created a habit that I had before that I had put away. And now I just stay on top of it. I try to put in like 50 to 60 miles a week. And I try to do it on a consistent basis where it's just part of my day. Every day I try to run an hour and a half.
And you mentioned the word consistency. That's another key word to a habit. A lot of us have habits that we want and habits that we don't want. The habits are the things that we do, you know, and it's like, oh man, I wish. And one of the simplest ones is smoking cigarettes. I used to be a pack-a-day smoker up until 2021, I think it was.
I smoke cigars.
You currently smoke cigars? Yeah, but I mean,
it doesn't go in your lungs.
Yeah,
but
about to say you don't inhale.
You don't inhale like Bill Clinton said, but I have one like once a week. I like to have them on the weekends, maybe 2 a week.
Yeah, it's not comparable to.
I know it's not, but I just like the feeling. It kind of relaxes me. I don't know why.
That's great. Like I've smoked. I've smoked like when I was a comic. I used to have a regular show at a cigar.
Was that because of nerves or because you really like smoking?
It was an addiction. Maybe nerves. I would definitely say nerves.
I hear from like, I don't know, like it's a platform like that, like being yourself on the stage is scary.
Oh, no. I smoked before I started comedy. Yeah, I started smoking cigarettes when I was 24. So I just, but it was a habit that I had to break. And I finally broke it. Wait, was it November? No, it was November 2020. It was November 2020 when I finally broke that habit.
Oh, damn, that was years.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. But yeah, I smoked.
No, that was years of smoking.
Oh, yeah. I was
fucking 70 years, huh?
Damn,
pack a day. And I would, of the time I did, there were times where I went a year and a half quitting. So I would just say.
How much money did you spend in those years?
Oh, man. I watched cigarettes go from like $3 and something, $3.25, I think, to God knows what they are now.
Like $7 now?
I think last pack of cigarettes I bought was like $8.50.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
They're like $10 now.
Yeah. So and that's okay. There's another aspect of habits. Like, what is it costing you?
Yeah.
You know? And that now this is a tricky section of like habits.
How many years did you smoke? Like how many years? Like
I would say about 20. You know, if I smoked from I quit in 20, so that would be 26 years. So, and I would say 6 of those I didn't smoke.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Props to you for stopping, dog.
Yeah, for real, man.
Props to you.
Yeah, no, I just didn't want it anymore. And there's that point where you're like, it's not, you don't smell well.
How long did you smoke weed for?
I smoked weed consistently for 2 solid years.
Oh, that's it. That's why it's easier for you to leave it then.
Okay, if you said that was easy.
What was harder, the cigarettes or the weed?
Ooh, honestly, it was damn near tie.
Yeah?
Yeah, but the cigarettes finally quitting kind of was hard. Wasn't as hard, and I'll be honest, because I stayed smoking vape pens. So it's like you go November 2020, and I'm smoking weed, I'm smoking vape pens, I'm smoking cigarettes, I'm rolling my own cigarettes, and I'm just smoking like constantly. Okay, I got a whole system. And then November, I quit cigarettes, so I stayed on the weed and the vape pens, but I cut out the tobacco. So it's like I had to roll joints with paper, I smoked bowls, and I had the pens. I smoked carts, and then they're not legal in California anymore, but they had the flavored ones. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then January, I'm in the worst mood of my life, just like angry, anxious, everything, and I scramble for my vape pen to satisfy it. And right in that moment, I was like, what if this is the reason that I'm feeling like this right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, shit.
And so so that was when I quit smoking vape pens. And a few months down the line, they came out with the studies like, yeah, these are anxiety causing. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. But that's how the brain works with cigarettes, with coffee. The body the body becomes in need of these additives that we give it.
Yeah.
And it says, how do I get this person to do it? And it's like, well, they always do it when they're nervous. It's like, all right, you're going to be anxious because I want you to get it. So anything will become a trigger.
Yeah, it's the whole dopamine thing.
Yeah. And then after that, so I'm down to coffee and weed. And I'm praying to God.
So now it's just coffee.
But back then I'm like, God, don't take weed away from me. Don't take
weed, Lord.
So now it's just coffee. I even had this song, like I was working on a song, and the chorus was like, coffee and weed is all I need. And it was just a silly, stupid song. But it was like I was real honest with it. And then then I quit smoking weed because I saw the addiction, the dependency of it. And weed, to have a psychological dependency on weed, that just I didn't like that.
Yeah. That shit does fuck with you, like especially your sleep. Like sometimes you'll smoke to go to sleep, and this is just straight up THC though. When it's with the CBD, I'm not too familiar with it, but with just the THC, sometimes you become dependent. You have really good sleeps, or your dreams are affected by it and all that. When you're not on it, you're like tripping out. You're like,
I would smoke to go to sleep, and then wake up and smoke.
Yeah,
it was like it was a steady stream. So, but going back to like, what are you investing into your habits?
Yeah,
like I think of like coffee. People have like they're like straight coffee nuts, connoisseurs. They will buy special cups. They'll buy special roasters. They'll buy all this stuff, and it's because they're enjoying their
identity
habit.
around it. Yeah,
and I think everybody does. Runners form identities.
What identity do I have? What identity do I have?
Hoka shoes. Once you're wearing Hokas, I think.
Thanks a lot. That's Jamar gives me the shoes, dog.
Yeah. I think once a runner starts wearing Hokas, they're pretty much that. They're a runner. They're a runner.
Right now, dog.
Yeah.
I do have an interesting take on habits though, because this is something that we were kind of going over during training today. Mm-hmm. Is Coach was having the guys go pretty much through the ringer during sparring. They
sparred today?
3. Yeah, it was three guys would stay in the ring for up to 21 minutes.
21 minutes.
21 minutes. No breaks. But each minute you're sparring with somebody different.
Ooh,
right?
you did that.
Body.
Is that the
bull in the ring?
The bull in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. So
or the Shark Tank. What is it?
Kyle Shark Tank.
Kyle renamed it. Yeah.
Kyle renamed the Shark Tank. It sounds better like a Shark Tank.
But so it was interesting to see how well they were doing in the beginning, and then you could start to see their start to fade, and to a certain point, it's not so much about conditioning, and I say that because you can tell when they would start reverting to their old habits.
Okay.
You know, they start doing the things that, like, we've been working with them to replace those habits with new ones, like not shelling up and throwing the jab and working off the jab and moving around. You can start to see that they were slowly, like, letting go of all the stuff that's been helping them. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was interesting. They were talking about habits. We were talking about that earlier, is that sometimes it happens, not just with a situation like that, right? For example, you know, your coffee drinking. If you were to stop drinking coffee, sometimes certain things, when you're put in certain situations, especially high pressure situations, it's very likely that you're gonna go back to your old habits.
Oh, I still feel it with cigarettes. Like, I still, every now and then I'll get that sensation / urge. That's, man, oh, that felt like just a good hit of a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. And another thing, like what you just said reminded me of that saying. It's like, amateurs practice till they get it right. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. And that's the thing, is like, our old habits are easy to go. Their new habits are real easy when they're fresh. It's like, oh man, I'm doing this now. Like running. Yeah. Okay. I'm running every day because it's awesome. I'm having fun. But what about that day that you don't want to run?
Exactly.
That's that day you're gonna.
Day that you're
that's
tired.
Day you're gonna slip back into not running.
Right.
You know, or slip. You know, that's the thing. Is like, because as I train to work on this, you know, keep my hands up, like you taught me last week, keep them right here. When I get tired, I don't even know where the hell they are.
Exactly.
You know, because I'm not thinking about my hands. Yeah. I'm just thinking about how tired I am. So that's a habit has to become, and what do they say? 30 days makes a habit. Sometimes I'm like, it's like 90, it's like 200.
Man, it's different for everybody. I don't think there's a set, and I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, it takes 30 days to make one, three to break it. You know? But I think it depends on the person. It depends on what it is, and but yeah, dude, that's when it counts the most. I think Coach's point in that drill is like, you gotta, you know, hold your own, hold it, like, be disciplined when you're fucking tired, because that's when it matters, you know.
I always tell them, everybody looks good when they start. It's how you finish.
Yep.
Stick to your gun. Stick to what you were doing, even if you're exhausted. You got to embrace that exhaustion. I always tell you that too. I tell everybody that as soon as you learn how to embrace that fatigue, you're gonna be all right. It's just people, they feel like they're drowning, so they start paddling like crazy, you know.
One thing I've started doing since you know, because you have been telling me to do that, is I kind of, when I feel my legs tired, I kind of tell myself, oh, good, my legs are tired. Oh, good, you know, they should be tired. I've been doing a lot of work. Good, my legs are tired. You know, the work is paying off. But it still sucks being tired.
I tell the guys individually, like when we're doing mitts and stuff and we have that little moments talking, I'll tell them, hey, just start like, tell me when you start feeling tired, and it's okay. You can just tell me. And I'm starting to feel it now, Coach. Now we're working. So now,
they thought they were going to get a break.
No, but I wanted to let them know that when you feel that way, because you got to remember, some of these guys are really young still, you know, and they feel like when they get tired, that's it. That's all they got. And it's like the guys at the next level know how to get to that level and keep pushing forward. And a lot of guys will fold. A lot of coaches, I'm not bad-mouthing any of them, they stop when the guys are tired. And I believe in not breaking them, but I also like to fatigue them, like, you know, once every so often, so they can embrace that feeling. Because a lot of guys don't know how to retain information when they're exhausted.
When I'm coaching and I recognize new members or, you know, people who are just into it, I'll, especially when it's sparring. And it's someone I know is not going to get hit, like Nick. He's 14. He's not going to get hit. So I'm like, Nick, you're going to stay in the ring for five rounds. Yeah. Or that lady who, we don't know her name. But I was talking to her. You know, she looked at me while you, like, tell her not to look when you're giving instruction.
Oh, yeah.
Her, like, you're going to stay in for 5 rounds. It's like, why? It's because no one can hit you. So you have to get tired. Like, you have to, there's 2 types of pain. Exhaustion and getting hit. And honestly, the exhaustion is the worst of the both. Like once you can get used to getting hit. You know, I've gotten used to getting hit to some extent.
Yeah.
But it's like that exhaustion, you're never going to get used to it. Every time it shows up, it's got a new friend with it. You know, is that my pinky toe cramping? You know, it's like it's always something different. And I think the habits that, you know, I don't know if you guys ever have heard people say, you got to develop a habit of winning. Or this culture, you know, this company has a habit of winning. It's like that you really can't create a habit of winning. But you can create a habit of pushing through. You can create a habit of embracing struggle. So
you had a great fight, right, last week? You got two guys that had they knew how to win. That was Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. They were both taught the same thing too, you know, that winning and winning. But that's where the dog and that kicks in, the mental fortitude, you know, because they're both winners. But you can just tell now when I reflect, now that I watched the interviews, and I'm like, damn, Crawford's on this conversation. He was sure of himself while he was speaking. He was sure, you know, so that's now that you see those signs that now it's different. It's like playing Monday morning quarterback, you know, but you see it now, you're like, oh shit, no wonder he won the fight. You know, you see the mental strength that he had. They're both products of winning, but just one just is a little bit more of a dog.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes any sense.
No, it does. And I know what you mean. And I thought about it. I was like, man, they're both really resilient. Yeah. It's hard to pick one because both of them had similar attributes, right? Like, I don't know, you know, Spence has been through a lot, but Terrence also been through a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be the fight that everybody looks back on for a long time. Yeah, I like to analyze it.
Crawford reminds me so much of a guy who never got a chance because he wanted to fight Ray Leonard, and that was one of my favorite fighters, Aaron Pryor. Mm-hmm. He chased Leonard and chased Leonard and chased Leonard, and he never got the fight. Mm-hmm. You know, Terrence Crawford chased Spence for years, and he got the fight. And it shows you what happened. And just like Aaron Pryor was a 140-pounder, 135-pounder. He was ready to move up to 147 to face Leonard. And it never happened.
How come? Was there a reason?
Because he beat Tommy Hearns in the amateurs, and there was rumors of him beating up Leonard when they were in sparring together in camps. And he just wanted a chance. He wanted an opportunity. He destroyed everybody from 140 on down.
That's the thing I don't like about boxing is like,
this is in the early 80s too. You know when Leonard was around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. That's the thing about boxing. I think everybody should be able to fight anybody. It's like you can't, you know, like the Mets can never say, "No, we're not playing the Royals." You know, it's like who are the Royals? You know, but they gotta play them. But you know, boxing is what it is. There's 4 belts. 2 magazines have belts. That's crazy.
There's like so many belts.
So I don't know, but I think. I hope that one day it becomes more like a bracket type style season of boxing. You know, like the UFC did it. You know, they're up to like weekend number 300 and whatever.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The UFC is only dealing with one fucking belt. You know.
Right. No, and it will take the fighters turning their backs, picking a belt, and saying, "Hey, that's the only belt that matters. All these other belts, they don't matter."
Yeah.
You know, it's like
I think we have a better chance of the UFC turning into boxing than boxing turning into the UFC.
Yeah, because now that these guys are making it a big thing about being undisputed champion.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh shit, that's undisputed. It's starting to become a big thing now. Before they were happy just being champions. Now they're all facing each other. So it's heading in the right direction.
We were talking about that, you and I, last week, and you said something real interesting about how dangerous a fighter is once they get their first loss. They're more dangerous than a undefeated fighter.
Yeah, they're not protecting their zero. They go for it. They go for broke. They know that they have no more space or wiggle room to mess up, so they have to put it all on the line. Mm-hmm. And they'll take more risk than they did when they had that undefeated record. That's yeah. They will take more risk because they have there's nothing to protect anymore. They got to feed their family, bro. Yeah. They have to pay the bills, and they know that's the only way they're going to get in exciting fights. So now let's look at Crawford. Crawford's undefeated. Do you think Crawford will be more dangerous or less dangerous with a loss? He's always been improving, so I think he wants to make history. So I think he'll be just as he was dangerous in this fight. Yeah, he could retire with his O. Yeah, he could, but he could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he could. But I think that there's still some people that he wants Jermell. He wants Jermell Charlo. He's been saying that. I'm going to go after Spence, and then after that, I'm going to go, for his boy.
If he beats Jermell at 154, he'll be the first 3-time undisputed champion of the world ever.
And realistically, I think he definitely that's definitely attainable for sure. It just so happens that Jermell's tied up with Canelo right now, but I think he can make that happen.
Before we get into the fights, let's throw some advice out to the listeners, because I think everybody has their wish list. Like last week, we talked about making lists, and this isn't necessarily that, but everybody has that thing. Man, I wish if I could just create this habit, I would be better. Mm-hmm. And I think my advice to someone saying that is, then do it. Don't. I think this is the thing. And as I slacked on running, and I'm starting back running, but to get back to running, I had to tell myself, don't worry about the time.
Go with your running club.
Stop it.
And go drink kombucha. Food.
Stop it.
Kombucha with the dogs.
Stop it. We're being positive. But I had to tell myself, stop worrying about the time. It's like, that's the thing, is you can go out and have a nice, enjoyable run where you enjoy, like, not slack, not trot, but you run, and you can still enjoy yourself. So it's like, I had to allow myself to fail. And I think that's the good beginning of any habit. Anything you want to start doing, allow yourself to fail.
Yeah, I think oftentimes people put a lot of pressure on themselves, man. They forget, they're like, oh, man, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's like, according to who, man? Like, you put the pressures on yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you want to do something, well, ask yourself first and foremost, why the fuck do you want to do it anyway? You know, what is it? Like, what are you trying to attain with this? And if it's so important, then just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. That's it. Like, and I think a different perspective on habits is also, it's not about like I got to get rid of this habit, right? Because what happens when you start to revert to your old habits again? You start getting down on yourself for that shit. So it's about replacing it. So, and that's like little by little. It's like little shovels of dirt. Boop, replacing it.
Yep.
You're digging, you're grabbing the dirt from one pile and throwing it right over the old shit,
There are some people who will say, like, you're in AA, you hear this a lot, is like, people say, oh, man, you're just replacing one habit with another.
Yeah.
So? Like, I don't understand why people would say that as a insult. Or is this like something you can't do? Of course. Like, I used to binge watch, like, in my depression, I would watch so much Law and Order. It was like, just like.
You want to be a lawyer or what?
No, it was just, it was on. I could lay on the couch and kill 6 hours. Just 6 episodes of Law and Order every day. And to kill that habit, I replaced Law and Order with Discovery Channel, with not environmental shows, but nature shows. Yeah. And now I watch those. I don't binge them as much because there's no plot. Plus, I'm doing stuff, but it's so interesting. Like, I want to tell you guys, there's this, and I never seen anything like this. There's this bird. It's called a mannequin bird. And when you're watching these, you realize it really helped my depression a lot watching nature shows, because nature is about 3 things: food, fighting, and fucking. Mm-hmm. That's it. Those 3 things. If it's not one of those 3 things,
they're there to fulfill nature's purpose.
Nature doesn't care about it. And that kind of like reminded me, it's like, hey, why don't you get more primal like that? Stop worrying about anything that's not one of those 3 things. And just to an extent. Yeah. And so I'm watching this, and the mannequin bird forms its mating ritual. It forms a boy band and performs for like the desire for the female. Yeah. And whether or not the female likes that, the guy, the leader of the band, gets some tail or not. And it was hilarious to me because the guy, it's like, so with me, if I had to pick my guys to help me do this thing, it'd be me, of course, Coach, my man Izzy, and just because Coach, I know he's gonna make it difficult, but eventually he'll be down. My man Izzy, because Izzy is just really supportive, and that's what I need in this. I'm trying to, and this is kind of real for me. It's like you got 4 wingmen, and then I don't know who my 4th spot would go to, but it'd be somebody who's like, dude, I'm trying to get laid. If you mess this up, I'm coming after you.
Oh, so we're like your supporting cast. We're helping you out.
Right? No, we make a boy band. Like we and so I got
That's
a
right, dog.
We're
You
not
got a boy
competing. We're
band
not
now,
competing.
dog.
It's not competition.
Oh, okay.
It's like
We're gonna hook you up.
So the mannequin bird grabs three other birds and choreographs a dance.
Like the Temptations.
Exactly.
Do they puff their chest out? Is that the one?
No. That's pretty much like every, but
Yeah.
like a choreographed dance.
That's crazy.
And then like and it won't be over like that. It'll last for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be routines. And then after they're done, they'll look at her, and I swear, the one I was watching, the lady just flew away. It didn't work.
Not interested.
She was like,
Your whack
nice
ass
try.
dances, kid.
Yeah. But like to me, like I love watching stuff like that now because I replaced a bad habit. What I consider the bad habit, watching Law and Order. It's got to be one of the top bad habits. It's like right up, like if you watch Forensic Files, that's better than watching. Like you can watch Forensic
like 48
Files.
hours or
You
something.
can watch Forensic Files just as often. But and that's how you do it. You got to give yourself that replacement. Okay, I want to quit that. What am I going to do here? People want to quit smoking. Guess what they do? What do they do all the time?
Just fucking do it.
No, they start chewing gum.
Just do it,
They
dude.
start chewing gum or something like that. So
Yeah.
to get through habits is again, give yourself credit for the want of being better, but don't stop yourself from being better by thinking. Coach always says, "What, Coach?
What did I say?
Don't think." Yeah, stop
Yeah.
thinking.
No, I was just thinking what you said about. I heard one time a person say that everything starts with one step, not 12.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
You know, you gotta get out there. You gotta do it once before you do it 1,000 times. You know, and that's, I think social media is definitely at fault for it because we'll look at somebody like I used to love jumping rope until I started seeing all the people like who were just crazy good at jumping rope, like a
Yeah,
circus
dude.
act.
It's not even social media. It's people who be taking that shit to like fucking personal. I don't know. You know, it's
I think it's good that
comparing themselves.
you have your perfectionists, your greats or whatever, but you can't let them deter you from being good.
Yeah.
You know, it's something you simply want to be a hobby. You want to be a hobby. You know, that's what it comes down to. What do we got for fights?
You got Oscar Valdez against Vaquero Navarrete. It's a really good.
Is that a real name?
Yes, it is. Well, that's his nickname, Vaquero.
Raquero?
Vaquero.
Cowboy in Spanish.
Cowboy, okay.
Vaquero. Emanuel, right?
Emanuel Navarrete.
Where are they fighting?
They're fighting in Glendale, Arizona.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, it is hot.
That place, that venue has AC. They're playing indoor.
They'll be all right. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm very interested. It's gonna be on Top Rank, so ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ESPN. And I'm excited to see that fight, man. They got a good co-main, Murataya. I don't have my phone, bro, but he's fighting against an undefeated fighter, and I really want to see that too. Murataya is a really good
fighter.
really good fighter, really good prospect. Actually, I think he's a little inch on contender than prospect.
Yeah.
Do you know who's showing it?
ESPN.
ESPN? Oh, did I black out?
You missed
Did I
it.
blank
You
out?
blacked out, dog.
Yeah, sorry. I was sometimes okay. I got a producer. I'm producing this podcast too, so I have to start thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, and all right, well, good. It's on ESPN. Get to watch Saturday night fights on ESPN.
Yep.
That's real fun. Like no pay-per-view involved. You know how many people who were texting me was like, "Hey, do you have a fight?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "I was about to get it, but then I saw it's $90." I'm like, "Yeah, that's ridiculous." and honestly, this would have been the fight that's worth $90. But we, you know, it just didn't work out that way because I would spend more money if this was okay. If the Spence Crawford fight had been the Davis King fight, Garcia fight, I would have spent more money on the next one until it wasn't that because I was like, that's what these are.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I could just wait till Tuesday till they post the fight. No.
Yeah, but it'll be a good fight. I'm excited. Oscar is, I think you can say he's a technical fighter. He's technically sound, but I've seen that taller guys kind of give him some trouble. So Navarrete, he's a taller opponent, very awkward. It's kind of a hard style to train for. There's some guys that like Ricky. Yeah, I think that's the easiest example because you see him. kind of hard to train for somebody like that because the punches you don't know where they're coming from sometimes, you know. So very I don't know. Ricky's explosive. I don't know if I would call Navarrete explosive, but he's got power, so it's gonna be good.
Who are you picking?
I actually think that Oscar's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Coach,
I do.
You want to be safe and pick with her?
I can't pick on this one, dog.
Why not?
Because we're part of that camp, so I'm staying out of that one.
I think Oscar's gonna win simply because of his discipline and I don't know what game plan. Obviously, like nobody ever really knows, but I think that he's a more complete fighter in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I think he's gonna take it.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Maggie on this one because that's who we're with. So
yeah. I figured.
Valdez.
Yeah,
because it seems I'm going for Navarrete. I'm going for Oscar. I want Oscar to win, so I'm going for Oscar.
There you go. That's it. I'm just going. You know me. I'm just watching a good fight for free.
I think it'll be a hell of a fight.
Good.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I do. I think that co-main is gonna be good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So don't miss it.
I'm looking forward to it. ESPN, thank you very much for sponsoring this podcast.
Yeah, thanks ESPN.
With your free fight.
Hey, one more time, Lamar.
No, we definitely got
it.
Shout out
so
Lamar.
much.
Thank you, bro. I really mean. You know what's funny, Lamar, dog? Like he's been coming to the gym. I always see him staying for extra time, working out extra time. Mm-hmm. So one day I just watched him and I put him in the ring to fucking asshole. And I asked him to come in. Who the fuck was that?
Mind your business.
Okay. Sorry about that. And today I had him doing the sparring too at the Bull in the ring, and he was being challenged. And but even Bashir said, "Oh, you got something right there." But then he got hit. He looked at the lights, so we're making fun of him. But even then, he has balls and he's fucking trying, and he got speed, and I'm proud of him. This is the fucking cherry on top. I didn't even know about this shit till right now.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
that's really dope.
Appreciate
really cool,
you, fool.
man.
Yeah, no, and honestly, what you just said is a perfect example. Whatever you go at your, just go at it with your heart. Screw everything else. Just do your best and have fun. That's. I think those are the best habits.
I think he's figured out. I think he asked Coach, like, "Oh, Coach," like a lot of people come up to Coach and ask him, like, "What do I do, Coach? I'm trying to make the amateur team, blah, 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 this and that." And Coach always says, just keep coming, man. Just keep coming to the gym, keep working out. And he's been, I think, one of the few guys who has, and he's been consistent. Really he's there every day, so put in the time.
Yep. And there's one kid whose inconsistency is dropped back. I'm gonna say something to him next time because he got real consistent, then he started dropping. That
happens a lot, though, bro. That happens a lot,
yeah,
and that's why I tell people, like, when they ask me, "What does it take?" I just tell them, "Keep coming."
Yeah,
and
you'll find out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta keep coming, like what was that 2 Live Crew song? Gotta keep coming. Gotta keep coming.
That was a different meaning, though.
I know, but still, I still use it.
Now we can hear each other though.
Oh
shit! All right, folks, we are done with this podcast.
Yeah, you left it hanging, dog, on camera.
You say what?
You left me hanging on camera.
Oh, I did. My bad.
It's all good.
All right,
see, now it's awkward, though.
Yeah, but you guys are.
Sponsored by Other Renters.
You get hit. Yeah, that's. So you guys now can hear all the extra noise that you guys were making all the time. Okay. So you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys very much for listening to another episode of the Between the Bellz podcast with a Z. Please give us a follow on Instagram. Tell your friends about us. Like, comment, subscribe, all the magic stuff.
Share this shit too.
And if you guys and follow Lamar's freaking example. You guys got stuff you don't need that you're like, hey, the Between the Bellz podcast could definitely use it.
We need a camera. Give us a fucking camera.
And chairs.
You can give them chairs. I like my little set that they're sitting in, even if they don't appreciate it. But anyway, that doesn't matter. You guys are awesome. Goodbye.
More interest.
And AC. See you.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hey, can I put a mark on this? That way she won't put